like I said, 13 years of fighting, it's hard to get excited about like any opponent or any fight in particular. But just hearing that, you know, we're fighting for a lightweight title, it's just a lot of things, you know, I kind of go back, like, you start to think about, like, you know, there's been times in my career where I'm like, I don't really want to do this shit no more. Like, fighting is like that. It's like, you're constantly thinking, like, am I still as passionate about this as I need to be in order to compete at the top level? Like, whether fighters want to admit it or not, these are conversations we have with ourselves all the time. So I've had them during my career numerous times, and I think about them conversations as soon as they tell me, hey, you're fighting for the world title. I go, shit, man. I've told myself to shut up during every one of them conversations, and I'm glad I did.
Last week, obviously, after Michael Bisping knocked Luke Rockhold out, I put it out to the fans in this show, who do you want to see him defend the title against? You know, is it Jacare, is it Weidman, is it Rockhold? And I'll tell you what, more than 50% of the people, both on Twitter and on the show, all came back with they want to see you take on Michael Bisping. Then, lo and behold, Bisping comes out and says, hey, he wants to fight you and defend the belt against you in the UK. And I know you got a lot of things going on in your mind, but is that a fight that interests you?
Absolutely. I think that's probably a fight I definitely would do. That would by far be my last fight that I would do.
Of course, there has been talk of Dan Henderson, which kind of came out of the blue. Dan Henderson kind of tweeted something out, and then Joe Rogan put a picture on Instagram, and it seems to be getting a lot of traction. Of course, that is a fight that I would love. It's not a fight that's been offered or anything like that, but it's a fight that I would take because, you know, everybody knows about UFC 100, and Dan Henderson still has an image of him floating above my head whilst knocked out as his logo. So I would like to put him in his place. What happened was I went over to Luke and I said, unlucky buddy, you know, and like I always do, win or lose, you go and shake your opponent's hand. And I went and shook his hand, and it was heartfelt. And then I was having my moment, and I was walking around the octagon. The octagon is kind of shaped like a circle, but just with square sides. And I was having my moment, cheering to the crowd, and I found myself walking past Luke again. So I wasn't just going to walk past him and ignore him. I walked past him and I went to reiterate my sentiment and say, listen, you know, again, unlucky bud. And he said, I've already shaken your hand really aggressively, give me a dirty look. I said, excuse me? He said, I've already shaken your hand. And I thought, well, if that's how you're going to be, you're going to be a sore loser. Well, then part of my face would go F yourself, you know. So then I did. And I said a couple of things to him because I thought, you know, he was being an asshole. And yeah, I do kind of regret that a little bit. But even still, I wish I'd have, you know, been the bigger man and just ignored it and laughed and said whatever.
Yeah, I think that, and then just, you know, at 45, he just has everything to lose. At 70, he has nothing to lose. I mean, even though Nate's a 55-pounder and they just decided not to cut weight, you know, so they could go around and market the fact that he's going up 2 weight classes, which is ridiculous because he's fighting Nate Diaz, who's a 55-pounder. And, you know, he loses at 70, it's, oh, he was too big. He needs to fight guys that he's bigger than, you know? And at 45, he loses, then he has nothing. I mean, you know, then he loses his title, and then what? He has a really hard time making that weight anyway. He goes to 55. He's not going to get it's not going to be in the title talks, you know, for a while. Mm-hmm. So I just feel he's a smart guy, Conor. In the way he promotes himself, the fights he gets, he's a very smart guy. He's got good coaches around him, and they're making the right decisions for his career.
I'm not doing this for fans. I mean, if there are fans that are excited that I'm getting back in the octagon, great. But I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing this for me.
well, he can't punch. He can't. He doesn't hit very hard. And you know what really does drive me is knowing that I didn't have my best fight the first time. If I would have fought my best fight and he still beat me, I would have been like, wow, this will be tough. I didn't fight my best. So I believe that when I fight my best, I can get the job done. It was just fun. You know, my coach posted it. I wish he would have told me that I almost caressed the massage bag before because I like rubbed it. For everyone that says I was just rubbing on Jon, I didn't rub on him. All I was doing was trying to straighten the creases in the bag. It's a bag cover. I was straightening the
record
creases.
straight here on Face
setting
to
the
Face.
record straight. All I was doing was straightening out the creases on the bag.
Как ты так смог забить?
Ох ты! Попал навстречу!
Ой, вот это да! Вот это да!
Бомба!
Вот
Просто
да.
удар из ниоткуда.
Так, а это что такое?
А это что такое, прошу прощения?
А вот это совсем некрасиво.
О, ребят.
Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй-яй. После... Так.